Hello, this is Will with Detour 239. Today we'll be talking about a very special section of Proverbs, Proverbs chapter 2 verses 1 through 9. Of course, the name Detour 239, the 239 part comes from Proverbs chapter 2 verses 3 through 9, which talks about, as this whole section, chapter 2 verses 1 through 9, talks about seeking wisdom and receiving wisdom and walking in the wisdom and knowing every good path. So if I wanted to, I could probably end the video right there. That's really the essence of this section. But I'm going to elaborate a little more on it. And if you watched the last video, we talked about Proverbs chapter 1, verses 20 through 33, and in that, wisdom is shown to be personified as a woman who's calling out and inviting people to respond. And we saw how wisdom presents herself in our lives, how God gives wisdom to us, how God invites us to respond and gain from wisdom. But this really is the other side of it, our side of it. God's side of it is to give us wisdom, to be the source of the wisdom. Our side is we have to decide every day, every moment, are we going to continue seeking wisdom, or are we going to or not? There's only two options we had. And I think too often people think that, as in their faith or their spiritual journey, it's a one-time thing, one and done. Okay, I said the right things, I'm good, and that's just not right. The same is true if you're exercising. There's no exercise you can do that if you do it once, you'll have perfect health for the rest of your life, or you'll never have to exercise again. It's just the same way. It's seeking is active. It's a lifestyle. It's what we're called to do. We're called to continue to seek, and I think that also relates to the whole idea that we have this relationship with God, and God has, as it says in this section, God has wisdom and understanding stored up for us for the right time. When we ask, we will receive. And I think that's very important because, I often think I'm approaching 30. I don't know if you can tell that or not, but I often think I wish I would have known now what I knew then. But that's we can't always say that. Well, we can wish that, but in reality, could I have really handled knowing what I know now? Then I know I probably just confused you by saying that, but anyway, it might have been too much. I might not have really grasped it, right? Because between for example, if I were 20, I'd have 10 years of experience, and between now and then, it wouldn't really make sense if I had all of the understanding that I gained in this time back then. So anyway, what's the point of what I'm saying? It's that we have this relationship with God, and God wants us to come to God and ask for wisdom when we need it, and we'll get what we need. And oftentimes we need experiences in life, and wisdom kind of comes at the right time, and it's kind of gained gradually. It's not a one and done type thing. Just like relationships aren't a one and done, type thing, and almost everything in life, most things in life require continuous action, and yeah, I think that's. Hey, how's it going?
Good, how are you?
Not bad. Got some people out on the trail today. It's anyway, where was I? Oh yeah, it's not a one and done thing. So that's really the highlight of this passage. Really, what distinguishes it, and I really like the part about every good path. God gives us this wisdom, and if we're walking in this wisdom, if we're walking in our relationship with God every day, even if you don't already have a relationship with God, if you're seeking wisdom, if you're trying to live according to these basic precepts that are in Proverbs, you'll be a lot better off than somebody who's not. These are very old words of wisdom here in Proverbs, and time-tested, and they can really guide you through difficult decisions. And so really, what does it mean by every good path? Because I think quite often we can miss every good path, right? We can miss a good path that we should go on if we're because wisdom isn't just information, right? It's about understanding on a deep level, deeper than what just regular information can give us. And oftentimes we'll be faced with a decision, and the information or the statistics might tell us one thing, but sometimes wisdom might be calling us in another direction. I think a good point here would be the whole story about Solomon and the two women who came to him with the baby, and he had to decide which one was the real mother, and in order to do that, he had to have a really deep understanding of how the real mother would think. And because both of the women were saying the same thing, they were giving him the same information. This is my son. The other woman was the one who took it. So he had to. How is he going to know? And I think that comes from wisdom. He had to think. He had to understand on a very deep level, and that kind of understanding, it's something more than just intellect and information. So anyway, moral of the story: he proposed that the baby be cut in half. Of course, he wasn't going to actually do that, but he proposed the idea, and the real mother immediately said, "Don't do it," and so that, and of course, the other woman who wasn't the real mother, she said, "Yeah, if neither of us should have the child." So right then, Solomon knew who was the real mother, because the real mother would want to would rather the child's life be spared and the other woman get the child than nobody get the child. So but anyway, we need wisdom. We need wisdom to see, not just in tough decisions or in things like that, but just in our everyday life. We come through. We make so many decisions every day. So many decisions. Some of them seem so very benign, very small, and as we see, I think there's some movie where somebody, I don't know the name of it, somebody, revolving door or something like that. Anyway. I was something over there. Anyway, revolving door. So anyway, the point is, small decisions can have a big impact. We, just on the information level, we don't necessarily know what that is. So seek wisdom, obviously, and of course, God is as Proverbs states, God is the supreme source of wisdom. Proverbs carries that wisdom in little sayings that are very helpful, easy to remember, which is why Proverbs is a great book to read. It's revealed to us in that way, and very important to remember that, and continue to seek, continue to grow. We talked a lot about complacency last time, and we're really only complacent when we stop growing, when we think that we've arrived, when we think that we've reached a certain point where we don't need any more wisdom. We don't really need God or the people in our life that are sources of wisdom for us. The books that we read, good books to read. Specifically Proverbs. There's always something in Proverbs, and every time I read it, I see something new. So continue to seek, and just look for just to see how you'll be able to find every good path, so very simple message today, and I will see you all next time. We'll be talking about Proverbs chapter 2, verses, I think, 10 through 17 next time. So, God bless, and catch you next time.